I mean, I'm down to my last $6. What's going on, everyone? Hayden here, coming back at you with a brand new video, and in this one we're going to be breaking down what my current total monthly expenses are. Now, some of these are recurring stuff that happens every single month without failure. Some are kind of going to be, and we're going to break this down, but some are going to be more, one-time investments, things that aren't necessarily 100% the same price every month. Now, this is a video I've wanted to make for a little while, and that's just because this was the type of stuff that I wanted to see. I know I don't mention this a lot on the channel, but at least half of the content I'm putting out that doesn't relate specifically to like a business, because obviously 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I didn't even know what e-commerce was. But a large majority of the content on this channel is stuff that I was searching for. This is what I would have wanted to see, so I'm making it for the people who I think they're gonna be searching for that, because I know I was. So this is gonna be a video where I'm definitely gonna have to make this more than once. I'm not really hinting too much at stuff, but there's gonna be a lot more monthly expenses picking up just naturally throughout the year, a lot of big things that I'm gonna be doing, and I'm gonna keep you guys updated with that as that moves forward. But with that being said, let's jump inside of my computer. I've got it all outlined in a spreadsheet, and I think I covered all bases. If not, oh well. I mean, I don't spend a crazy amount of money, and you're gonna see that inside of here. A large majority of it is more in kind of the travel and investing back into other things. Okay, before I start going through this, and you guys can already see all the stuff that I've outlined, I wanna just say that I think 5 months ago, I had almost none of these expenses. I'm gonna kind of explain which ones have stuck around, what's popped up recently, and I'm sure you guys can guess a large majority of that. But I know for a fact, a lot of the money that you're seeing inside of here right now, you're gonna see the breakdown of it. This is not all the cash flow that's leaving my bank. There's a lot more than that. But I was not even making this much money every month 12 months ago. Like, what I'm trying to say is the amount of money that I'm spending right now on just a regular basis, I was not even making anywhere near that like a year ago. So it's really cool to see things change, and now that I'm able to do that, I don't spend a crazy amount of money. But let's start with kind of my first biggest adult responsibility, something I have to pay for every single month, and that's my car. So I did finance this. I could have bought it cash, but it didn't make sense just because, first year of really making money, hadn't done much with taxes at all, had kind of like roughly that exact amount. So didn't really want to do that. I was able to co-sign with my dad, so I got a really good interest rate. That's this part of this. So it's $985 a month, I think, almost exactly for that car, the payment, and insurance, which actually is a lot cheaper than I expected just due to my, young teenager with a few tickets, to say the least. $310 a month, and I would say about another $250 for gas. I would kind of ballpark that to be around $200 to $300. I'm just gonna take in the middle. I don't drive that much. The only place I really drive, this is the primary use of the car, which is not a good one, is food. I eat out a lot. If you guys follow me on Snapchat or on my Instagram story, you see that constantly eating out. I love food, love kind of experiencing that, even though it's constantly the same place, but it's very good. So about $300 a month, roughly. I eat out at least probably 3 to 5 times a week. I hope, actually, I should go back and look. It might be more, but about $300. Not a big deal, but that's pretty consistent, so I'd say around there. Now, also on the side here, you can see business or personal. The car is kind of for both. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna structure it for a tax write-off. Once I get a second car here, hopefully in the next few months, maybe the next 6 months, I'll be able to write one of them off 100% as my business car. So I'm gonna do that obviously on the more expensive vehicle, and the other one's gonna be kind of a personal car. So still talking to my CPA about that, but that's kind of a marketing prop, whatever you wanna say. It could be considered that, and I could prove that. Food, that's definitely personal, you gotta eat. Now, this is gonna be a lot of like little charges that I just thought of. I tried to make sure I covered everything. These are consistent without change. ClickFunnels, $297 a month. I use that, been using that for like 2 years. That's what it is, simple, I use that, no matter what, have to have it. Email software, kind of integrates with ClickFunnels. I think I'm paying $20 a month. It's not gonna change, no big deal. Shopify, this is about 200-ish. I know I run multiple stores. There's 3 stores right now that I'm paying for just off of my credit card. And that is for the monthly payment as well as all the apps and plugins. So I think it's right around 200. I'm not breaking down ad spend, obviously, because that's not a consistent thing every single month. So that's way more than $200, but that's just kind of the monthly residual for Shopify. Now, this is, I put a cross through this, my software. This is not directly coming out of my bank every month because it's just knocked out of the business account, right? So the business income for this specific business. So it's not necessarily a full expense on my end, but I did want to put it in there. The monthly running cost for that is about $2,000. I know you guys want me to make a video on this. I might, I still don't know. It's doing well. It's growing by about, I'd say, $200 to $600 a day in new residual revenue, and it's on an exponential growth curve. So I think it's at about the $12,000 to $15,000 a month point, and we really haven't done much. I wish we would have scaled it a lot faster. We are going to take it to about $150,000 a month in the next 6 months or so. So we're gonna start focusing on that. You'll see it here soon. Phones, this is just something occurred to me. Obviously I'm trying to really list every little thing. I have 2 phones. I think that's about 50 bucks a month. I'm gonna be honest, one of them my parents pay for, so I really don't know. I don't look at that. Another random one that popped up in my head. I listen to a lot of music. iTunes and SoundCloud are a must. I think it's 12 bucks, 10 bucks, something like that. So every month, no big deal. And I'm sure there's a lot of little things that I didn't cover. So that's probably about another 300 a month. Again, nothing too crazy. I mean, these right here, these are personal expenses. As you can see, a lot of cash flow, or not a lot of cash flow, leaving my bank. But this is where it's gonna get interesting. Sales and affiliate. Salespeople for different things, as well as affiliates for different things, which both of those are just starting to really get going. That's obviously not a residual. That's based on performance, which is commission-based payout. So that could be $1,000 in a month, and I've paid one guy upwards of $12,000 in 3 weeks. So it's kind of like not a set amount, but that's not, I don't view that as a monthly expense because he's getting paid off of the money he brings me. So if he makes me, let's say 20,000, he's gonna get 5,000 of that, or whatever his commission cut would be that we've agreed on. So it's like, it's not an expense. It's, I made money still off of that, and I have to pay him his cut. So that's kind of how I view that, but I did want to throw that in there. That's going to be really going up, and so I wanted to kind of outline that for you guys. These 3 are not in that category, which is why I put this line, travel. I don't travel at a certain time to a certain place every month or whatever, so it's very inconsistent. Sometimes I stay with friends. Sometimes I have a car to use depending on where I'm going. Sometimes I'm renting cars. So I'd say on average, if you really wanted to average out over every month how much I'm spending on traveling, I'd say like maybe 800 bucks. It's really not that expensive. You know, my only real expense is renting the car. Oftentimes I have friends and I can go stay at their place, so that's great. I haven't traveled in, like, I'd say the last month or so, and the month before that I did for a few times inside of that month. So travel's fun. I'm trying to slow down on that because I just want to be in one place and work, hence why we're trying to get our place in California as soon as possible. That's both a business and a personal expense. You could kind of throw it either way. I don't travel too much for personal stuff, but at the same time, I don't travel for business. Again, I work from anywhere, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to have fun, switch up my environment, and meet people, which I guess that whole meeting people, it's networking, it's business, whatever you want to call it, but it's fun. I enjoy it. So traveling, nothing crazy. Education. I wish you guys could see it right now. I have 3 big stacks, you're sitting on one of them, of books. So buying books, it's not that expensive. I don't buy a crazy amount of books because I already have a lot that I still have to read. But courses, investing in one-on-one mentorship, that's what I'm doing a lot of. There's a few specific people that I've been trying to get in touch with who I'm more than happy to pay a lot of money to learn directly from them because I see that value. So that can be in excess of, honestly, I don't really care. As weird as that might sound, I don't care if that's 10 grand a month, so be it. Because I'm not investing into my education if I don't see the value. So if I see the value, I have no problem spending money. And that goes back to investments. These both are investments. These all are investments, everything you see up here. But when I listed out investments, this could be me starting a new company, buying cryptocurrency, buying a stock, anything like that where it's, you know, a direct investment. You know, me buying equity into a company, investing into something, that's what I want to categorize that as. Obviously a business expense. Again, I really don't care what that expense is. If it's 5,000, so be it. Some months it'll be 0. Some months it'll be 20, 30, 50,000. It doesn't matter because if I am investing into something, I see a potential for an ROI. So it's not an expense, even though it technically is. I just wanted to outline that because that's obviously something where, well, money's leaving my account. Now, I did say at the beginning of the video, I'm gonna be constantly having to make more updated versions of this, and that's because I'm moving out soon. So, new expenses. These are the types of things that I'm gonna be expecting. Again, I'm gonna break it down once it's been going on for, let's say, 2 months where I've kind of figured out the sweet spot. Now, some of you guys might get a little upset or be weirded out by this. It might not make sense to you now, but I'm gonna have multiple places that I'm paying rent at, both in LA, another house in LA, which is gonna sound weird, probably another house in LA, and a place in Miami. So as weird as that sounds, it all makes sense. Again, I'm not spending money on stupid stuff if I don't see an ROI or a value there. I'm getting my place hopefully within the next few weeks, next month or so in Hollywood or LA. That's gonna be a pretty cool apartment. The goal with that is to live there for a few months and then get the entrepreneur house. That's been something where we're ready to get it now. The problem is we're just 17 and 18-year-old entrepreneurs. Very, very difficult to, first of all, find somewhere that's willing to actually work with us. It's called a sober living group when you're a group of younger guys all living together that aren't family. A lot of places reject that. Also, young people, parties, that's what they assume. and we are gonna be throwing events, kind of parties, maybe some a little bit, so they have to be open to that. That's causing problems. As well as finding the perfect house, good view, garage space. You know, we want a modern one, a lot of space, just beautiful, fully furnished already. If not, we're gonna have to rent furniture. So it'll be interesting. We wanna get that house, we're ready to go and ready to move in, just haven't found something that's perfect yet. So my first monthly expense is gonna be that apartment. The goal with that, it's gonna be a 12-month lease, so I'm gonna have that all year. That's gonna be more used as like, okay, if I wanna go up to Hollywood and just spend the weekend or go work for the week, you know, kind of use it as an office space. Or, you know, if one of my friends wants to come to town and stay there, they can. You know, we'll have the house. The plan with the house is I want to get 2. So that initial one right away, and then one probably 2 to 3, maybe 2 to 5 months after that, that's significantly nicer. So the first one is probably going to end up being like 10 to 20,000 a month, and the next one's going to be like 50 to 40,000 a month in rent. And so the first one's probably going to be somewhere down in Orange County. I'll make a full video on this and stuff. But the goal with that is to bring people in kind of as an incubator space, get them crushing, just blow everything up, be in that environment, kind of that hustle mode. And then if they want, they can level up into that next house. And we can, you know, as people are moving up through the ranks, we can bring more people in. So, and no, that's not a fully public thing that we're just letting random people into. But as for the specific expenses, the apartment, the first one that we're getting in Hollywood, I would say between 5,000 to 6,000. This is gonna be split into myself and one of my other friends. So my monthly expense for that, I would say, is going to be about, let's just call it 2.5. 2,500 a month, not bad. That's going to be the first expense that I see right off the bat. Now, living in California, expensive place to live. I'm going to go with food right off the bat. What do you have to pay? You're going to have to pay for food. I'm just going to call it about $1,000 a month. That's going to be a fairly simple residual. I'm going to try and not eat out. The reason I'm not fully like trying to not eat out at all right now is because I want to get sick of it. Once I'm sick of eating out, then I'm not going to be doing that once I'm in California, so that's going to be a big bonus. First of all, it's not as healthy, it wastes time, and it wastes money. We want to get a chef in the house. We're going to do meal prep in the apartment and everything, so I'm not going to have to worry about that. Let's just call it $1,000 a month for food. Now, entrepreneur house, that's interesting because, again, I don't know. That apartment one's pretty accurate, so you can kind of run with these first two. Entrepreneur house, let's just say the first one comes halfway throughout the year. A new expense that I see being added. I'm just gonna kind of mid-range ball it and say 12 to 15K a month. My share of that, let's just call it 3 to 4,000. So something like that, nothing too crazy. So mine's, let's just call it 3.5K to be conservative, or kind of in the middle range there. That's something I see popping up. Entertainment, let's just call it another 1,000. Buying stuff, sure. I don't spend a lot of money, and it's weird because I know I made videos talking about this, but back when I wasn't making anything, I assumed if I'm making the amount of money I'm making now, dude, I'm balling, I'm wearing Off-White, Gucci designer, whatever. No, it's weird. It's really interesting to see that, but now I'm more focused on these couple of things right here. Just the experiences, investing and growing, because I see the potential, and I see that I'm barely scraping the surface. So I would say in total, new expenses that I see coming in, probably within, I'd say, the next 3 months, let's just call the next 3 months, I would say an additional, let's just go with 6K a month. Now, that's not including a car. I don't think it'll happen within the next like 1 to 3 months, but I'm trying to push forward for my 18th birthday, ideally, or definitely in the summer, going into summer, but I want to get another car. I'm not going to reveal what, and that would be like a legitimate car, a super car. Kind of a dream car, some milestone I want to achieve that's on my goals for the year, so definitely gonna make that happen. Just have to hit certain numbers for that. If you ever see me buy a supercar, I want you to punch me in the face if you find out that I didn't uphold my end of the bargain, which is I cannot buy that car until I make as much money in 1 month as that car costs. So that's kind of my cut for that, you know, my cutoff point. That's what I'll let myself do. So if I want a $250,000 car, gotta make 250K in 1 month. So kind of a good goal, something to hold myself to. That's kind of my monthly expense breakdown. Nothing too crazy as of right now. I do show my income. Am I going to keep doing that? I really don't know. I don't care. If you guys want to see that stuff, I can keep breaking it down. I think that's a good thing that I've seen a few people do, and it seems to be something that people relate to. And I think I'm going to keep doing it because that's the type of stuff I was searching for. I wanted to see people's monthly expenses, exactly how much was going where. Like, I'll give you guys exact numbers. Once we get this apartment, I'll show you exactly to the dollar what my rent share is. I want to share that stuff, just be open and specific, because I know maybe some of you really don't care. That's cool. Click off the video, leave it a like, of course, before you do. But I know some people are super curious about the specific details. That was me. I wanted to know exactly how much, down to the dollar. By the way, I'm not down to $6. I have at least 10. But I wanted to know exactly down to the dollar how much money people were making, spending, where it was going. They have a car, or they finance, lease, how much is it, you know, how long is it? My finance term, by the way, it's not a lease at all. My finance term is 60 months, so a little bit shorter. I wanted to stay under the depreciation curve. Not a bad payment at all, in my opinion. A good first car. So I just wanted to be as specific as possible. There's definitely more expenses here. I just would kind of have to go through and filter out through my bank and see exactly what it is. But I'm gonna keep making more of these videos. I wanna kind of break it down every once in a while, get super practical with numbers, and I hope you guys enjoy that content as well. But with that being said, you guys, if you enjoy this type of content, let me know by dropping a like and leave it in the comments. You know, say something along the lines of what you want to see, because I know a lot of you guys are searching for specific things. Maybe this is the first time you're coming across me on YouTube. What's up? My name's Hayden. I make a lot of videos, one every single day. Hit that nice looking subscribe button down below, of course, if you haven't already. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, this is the type of content I wanted to see, so I'm gonna keep making it, along with e-commerce content. We got affiliate marketing coming soon, maybe a little bit on the software, I don't know. It depends on what you guys want to see. But nonetheless, I'm not gonna drag this video on any longer than it needs to be. I post every single day, so I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow in the next one. Peace.